Sunday nights, black and silver dreams. Hope ran dry quicker than it seemed. Same old talk, same excuses. Another year of Raider blues. Vegas lights don't hide the scars. Fourth down prayers, broken hearts. We rode hard, we paid the price. Buried hope by week 9. Put it in the dirt, let the whistle blow. Another Raider year laid 6 feet low. We drank the Kool-Aid, paid our dues. Rock bottom blues and black and shoes. Yeah, we scream, yeah, we stay, yeah, we lose. Oh, Raider Nation never quits on you. Watch from banners high while Sundays teach us how to sigh. Laugh through pain, curse the screen. Love this team like a bad routine. Put it in the dirt, let the whistle blow. Another Raider year laid 6 feet low. We drank the cool.
Raider Nation, you already know what time it is. This is Raider Nation Show Me Your Shield. And tonight we've got a special guest in the building, and no, is not this little donut hole right here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is going to be a fun show, believe it or not, because when Raider Nation hurts, this man has a tendency to turn laughter and pain into pixels. I mean, it's extraordinary.
If you laughed through a loss, if you shared a meme at 1 a.m. after a heartbreak, you've probably seen this man's work.
But before we introduce him on stage, a little introductory.
Yeah. It's Saturday night in Raider Nation. Silver and black under neon lights. Tailgate smoke, 808 knock with a bluesman stroke. From the Bay to the Vegas field, we ride together. Show me your shield. It's a Saturday night special. Feel that steel, silver shine, black appeal. We don't bend and we don't yield. Raise it high. Show me your shield. Raider Nation with a faithful ride. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris R, the Meme Lord.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Meme Lord himself, the master, Chris R, is in the house. What's up, Chris? How you doing, brother?
Hey, thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it. I get a kick out of that every time I hear it.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show, Chris. You ready to stand on business tonight?
Business is booming. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, Chris. Let's start where the legend began. When did you realize I'm not just a fan? I'm about to become the Raiders Nation's meme lord.
Yeah, because memes in Raider Nation, dude. Come on, that's survival mode. You
It
can do
is,
better than that.
when either it's a win or a loss, we got to make the fun out of it. To go back to what started as how I became a Raider fan, I'll just jump there quick, and then I'll jump to the memes. Growing up, I was in a family with predominantly Niner fans. Like, I'm talking extended family, not my own. And it was always about Steve Young and Jerry Rice. And Jerry Rice was, in my opinion, maybe to a lot of people's opinion, the GOAT. So once I found out that Jerry Rice came to the Raiders, I'm like, all right, I'm rolling with it. And I've been here since. In terms of the memes, I'm the child of the internet. Grew up in the golden age of the internet. When memes came out, I just got a kick out of them. And, I decided to take that, find some good ones. If the moment is right, I'll post a good one. You guys know a couple of mine in the All Aboard Discord. Shout out to it. So there's maybe one that's etched in your guys' mind already. So
What kind of fans were what kind of fans is your family again?
predominantly like around, not my personal family, but like cousins, uncles, aunts. They were Niner fans. But
yeah, we gotta get rid of that stuff. We gotta change the family culture.
you know what? It did get changed. So fun fact, my mom's from Germany, and she wanted to get into sports when I was growing up. So my mom's like asking my dad, hey, what teams are in California? At the time, it was the Niners, the Raiders, the Rams, and the Chargers. And my mom was like, all right, what team has the color black in their color scheme? And my dad's like, well, the Raiders. And she's like, I'm a Raiders fan. And she is more diehard than I am at times. I will say that.
Yeah.
We actually had season tickets one year, and Mark Davis was walking around the sidelines, and Mark Davis came up and signed her ticket.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so we got 2 tickets signed by Mark Davis somewhere around the house somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shout out to the chat real quick. I'm not Boindoza in the house.
Yeah.
Jack in the house. 805 stopping by.
Salute 805. If anybody ever gets a chance to watch him, have you ever watched him, Chris? 805 Raider, with Severe and Chris from Protect the Shield, dude. A1 top-notch show on Wednesday nights.
Take a look at it.
Yeah.
I've been really busy with the new job, so
Yeah.
Alec in the house.
What's going on, Alec?
Salute. So, I mean, getting back to the meme lord stuff, I mean, the Raiders have had a lot of ups and downs, mostly downs in the past 20 years. You were basically able to turn emotional damage into laughs with your memes.
yeah.
I mean, I gotta give a lot of respect to that, because some of those games are really rough, and like you just can't let it dwell on you and ruin your week.
Yeah, see, I'm a passionate Raider fan. Like, I played football growing up. I wasn't the best, but I mean, when you get me in the game, I go. I only have one speed, and that's go. So when I watch a game, that emotion comes back out, and it really just So there are days in which I gotta just walk away because it's such a bad blowout. But the one thing my mom says that sticks to me at times is like, at the end of the day, we can't really control what they do. It's a game. So it's just, it doesn't affect our lives in terms of like, oh, the Raiders lose, I'm going to lose my job, stuff like that. So it's just like balancing it out. So I want to see the Raiders win. I hate seeing the Raiders lose. It's finding that zen,
Hey, how long after a loss does it take you to cook up one of those crazy memes you got?
Not very long. Not very long. If there's something that like that mimics kind of like what's going on, I'll find it. And it's even better when we beat the Chiefs, because all I gotta find is just someone a Kermit the Frog dressed up as Patrick Mahomes, and some Raider thing tackling it.
Mm.
I mean, I swear sometimes we'll be watching the game and Discord will pop up and you'll already have a meme in the middle of the game going on.
I'll find something to celebrate something or to to show my displeasure in something.
Yeah.
So I'll just pop around Discord, see what's there.
Mhm.
Have you ever made a meme just so wild that after you posted it and then thinking about it, you had to go and delete it?
Oh yeah, and I dare not mention it because it's in one of my private servers with just my buds. So
Well, if it's on a private server, you know it's good.
How much?
No,
How much does it cost to share that meme?
How much does it cost? I mean, it doesn't really cost anything. Maybe just my reputation be at stake.
Hmm. All right, we'll leave your reputation. We'll try not to burn your reputation.
I mean, so obviously behind the memes, there's some sort of football knowledge there, and we kind of want to get into like your football knowledge and your perspective of things on the Raiders and football in itself.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so let's not fake any BS here, okay? Because a lot of Raider fans, maybe some of them are watching this show. They know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
You on your A game?
Come again?
Are you on your A game?
I hope.
All right.
I hope.
All right, let's get into it, Donuts.
All right. So, from your perspective, where are we really at as a team right now?
I'm going to be honest. I think we're kind of in that rebuild phase. Obviously, it's a harsh pill to swallow, but with the events that happened last year, I think we are in that rebuild phase. If not, we're still in it. And I think a lot of us were drinking the juice in terms of competing. And I thank Sleepy Pete Carroll for that. Now, don't get me wrong. I wanted us to do good last year. I thought we actually had an opportunity. Every coach that comes in, I'll root for. I hope that they do good because they're Raiders, Obviously, now that some coaches have left, I hope they do horrible. Specifically, one offensive coordinator in New England. I hope he never wins a Super Bowl again. But I think we kind of drank that hopium, is what people would on the internet call it, in terms of last season with Pete Carroll. I think now we're in a rebuild, but there is some silver lining in this rebuild, only because with the young guns we got, they shined a little bit last year. They showed like some potential. All I think we need is that right coach, that right scheme, that right fit. It might just light the ignition into something the NFL won't be able to handle.
Mm-hmm. So you have us in rebuild mode, which, as long as I've been a fan of the Raiders, to be quite honest with you, it seems like since we've moved to Vegas, it's been a rebuild.
Yeah,
and it's going to rebuild. It's like we're taking stickers off of one refrigerator and just putting it on another, and it's still a refrigerator. So we got to at some point the rebuild turns into contender, which turns us into that consistent commitment to excellence, where every day we exuberate pride and poise, and then just win, baby.
And I hope this is it, because I think as Raider fans, we're getting to the point in which we're just getting burnt out. It's not a commitment to excellence; it's a commitment to mediocrity that is being shown by this team. And I think, and honestly, as fans, I think we deserve better. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, it's a business, and it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had your GM hat on for 24 hours, you're given the keys to the castle, what are you doing in that day?
What's your first move? And don't play it safe, man. Just what's your first move? Don't be just swing big on your first move. What is it?
I got two. So first things first, I'm going to make that monster trade to get another top 5 pick. I'm going to take the playbook out of the Houston Texans and to try to get a top 5 defender. If, and this is my personal preference, obviously, will it be cap hell? Maybe. But if Ruben Bain does not go 2, I'm on the phone with Arizona. I'm willing to trade them multiple picks this year and next year to get that number 3 pick for Ruben Bain. That would be my first move.
You don't covet the picks for building the roster because I mean we're gonna need draft picks.
I agree.
Rely on free agency.
I agree, but with free agency, there are going to be some good picks. I think pickups in free agency. You know, there are some. I hate to say this, there are some ex-Seattle guys that are going to hit the free agency, so we could poach some of those Seattle guys. There are some decent offensive linemen coming out of the free agency, so we can do that. I think with a player like Ruben Bain coming out, if we pair him with Max, that could be something dangerous. We've seen the relentless motor that Bain had all of last college season, and especially in the national championship game. So getting a player of that caliber, I think, could be a missing piece. Now, obviously, I understand not a lot of people are going to agree with me. It's just the nature of the question. So,
I may not agree with the process of trading away picks to get up there, but if we did do that and got Bain, paired him up with Max, that would definitely be a wrecking force on the defensive line.
Yeah,
that could give us a little bit of stability for our offense that's young and growing to build off of every game.
Yeah, and honestly, if you look at our defensive line, in my honest opinion, I think we got some good young studs there. I think Laulu showed some potential there. Hemingway at the end of the season was starting to notch up sacks. You know, we still have Malcolm Butler under contract, so it's just an idea. Now, I get it. No one's going to love my idea. I understand. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. So there's that. Now, if we don't do that, and if we're just sick of what's going on with Max Crosby right now, this would be my second splash move. If Raider Nation is just sick of Max in general, do I want him to leave? No. But if people are just sick of him and we're done with this kind of wishy-washy BS that he's doing, I'd ship him off to the highest buyer. That would be my next one. Would I hate myself for it? Yes. But if we can get massive value for him, then you know what? You know, you've become more of a liability in terms of your media presence than you have, you know, as a player. We thank you for your service, but that's it. We're sick of it.
Well, even if we did ship him off, Max will always be a Raider in our books. I mean, he's definitely that standard of once a Raider, always a Raider. Like, he's represented us through thick and thin for all these years.
Yeah. And like I said, it would be an unfortunate trade. But if I got New York, the Jets calling me, wanting Max, and if we can milk out their first round picks this year, including next year as well, I'm taking it. It will hurt, but I'm taking it.
Yeah. The skipper here. Hey, thanks for joining us, Skipper. I'll talk to you later. But he kind of what he says at first. Wow, first time I heard that take for sure. Hey, you totally threw me off with that first take. Totally threw me off. And, and no fault at your own. It's your take. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, no. And again, I understand people. I understand people are not going to agree with it. But you asked me the question about what would be your crazy first move. You know,
that's a hell of a swing, though, brother. That is
because going back to my first move. Let's look at what Houston did that year. They drafted C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson. Mm-hmm. Look how fast they rebuilt and are now in the playoffs. They made the playoffs 2 consecutive years now.
And their defense has been absolutely stout.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And you know what? With our $90 million in cap, we got $90 million plus in cap. We could be enticing 4 other players to come over here now. Obviously, Nevada, no state tax. So, and there's already, people are going to look at what the Raiders are doing. We're getting the good coaches. We're getting people that are young and upcoming coaches that could drive people to play with us. And there's one thing I noticed, take it with a grain of salt, but Nakobe Dean, upcoming free agent linebacker, when we signed the Eagles defensive linebackers coach or assistant linebackers coach, Ronell Williams, I believe his name is. Nakobe Dean was one of the people that liked that post. So take it with a grain of salt. Nakobe Dean could be interested in becoming a Raider if that's someone he wants to play for.
Yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of interesting names in free agency, especially at certain positions. Dean's very interesting. Lloyd's interesting. There's a few cornerbacks that could be very good for us. I know a lot of Raider fans really like the cornerback for us that's going on to free agency here. Name is escaping me right now.
Stokes.
But yes, Stokes. Eric Stokes. Thank you.
I agree. I think Stokes I think played well last year, and I think he deserves another contract. If not, maybe I would swing maybe a 2 or 3 year contract his way. Personally,
I disagree only because I don't think we're going to be running the cover 3 again. Because Stokes, he excels at the cover 3, and that's about it. Like, there's a reason why he was a first round pick that got let go by the Packers. That's just because he struggles in other systems. And I don't see us running a cover 3 again, or at least as much as we did.
That's fair. That's fair.
So there is a bunch of different options in free agency. I'm not Buendoza saying so. Trade away future picks for DN and then trade away Max ? I think what he said is his first move would be to trade up to get Bane to pair with Max, or if we were more concerned about getting picks to fill out the team more, then it's trade away Max. It's not do both.
Yeah, it's not do both because like if I'm trading to get Bane, I'm not trading Max. Because I think Max would then see, we got a dog in the building. He's going to want to stay.
Right.
Yeah. And hopefully with Max being the way he is, he can show Bane the ropes too and just kind of help feed the young dog.
Yeah. There are a couple defensive end. I think we should target in the draft, but that could be for another question.
Oh, you can run with it now.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I personally think if these two guys fall to the second round, we got to take a swing for them. Cassius Howell out of, I believe, Texas A&M or Texas Tech. One of the two. Tech. Okay, thank you. And Akeem Mesidor from Miami, Florida.
I like Akeem Mesidor better more than Bane.
Yeah, like
you watch a Miami game, man. That number 3 is everywhere. And it seems like Bane got some of the cleanup sacks from how he would just annihilate that pocket.
Imagine that with Max. Max is going to end up drawing more of the double team presence. And then you got Mesidor coming in from the other side. Game.
And then Lalu and Butler can clean it up. I think Butler is by far one of the best defensive tackles we got.
Oh yeah,
he's not. We got a gold mine. He's a gem.
Oh yeah,
he just needs a little bit more help.
Same with Laulu too. He's got potential.
Yeah, and it's that second. The second level of that defense has got to step up because ultimately your D tackles on an even front is to absorb those blockers so the second level can get downhill and make the stop.
Yeah, if I would read Pete Carroll's mind last year, I'm assuming he would wanted that defensive line to create havoc, so that our back seven would make those plays, but obviously it didn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I like Mesidor, but my issues with him is he has a long injury history and he's already 26 years old. So I believe he actually turns 27 during his rookie season. Personally, he's not that interesting to me because of that alone. I was like, in these early picks, we need to get those young studs that are going to be able to be here for a while to really build out a foundation. And I feel like Mesidor is a high risk, high short-term reward. In that second round, if we're looking at D-line, I personally like Lee Hunter. Also from Texas Tech. He's a dog. He absolutely plugs up that middle.
Actually, just to confirm really quick, Messidor turns 25 this year. So,
Oh, does he?
yeah, he turns.
Okay,
25.
so what I was looking at was wrong then, because it
Yeah.
was saying he was 26.
No. Looks like he'll be turning 25 on the 5th of April.
Okay,
So
So he's a cheap free agent.
possibly. Now we also got to consider, he's an older player coming out of the draft. He might be more mature. Think
Yeah.
about it.
There's something to be said for some of these guys, and we're still unwinding a lot of this COVID crap, where these guys are coming off of COVID because a lot of kids didn't even play in 2021. They didn't start their career. They graduated from high school in 2019 or 2020 and didn't get back into college until 2021 to start playing football again.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a little bit. They're going to be a little bit older, but they're not going to have the miles on them.
No.
So you might, so a standard defensive end is going to fizzle out about 32, 33 years of age. A high power, somebody that's super athletic, high power, depends a lot on strength and conditioning to give them that extra edge. 32, 33, somewhere around 34. So you drop this kid 24 years of age, he might go 36, 37 years of age before he starts to peter out. So what you lose at the bottom end, you might still gain at the top end. So
and there's still some players who still do it at a high level. Let's look at Calais Campbell for a bit. He's 37.
Yeah.
And older people know how to take care of their bodies a little bit better than what younger people do. So,
Well, I would agree with that point just because he's been through the injury. So he already knows the process of how to rehab, and then he doesn't want to get injured again. So he already is going to take it a lot more seriously opposed to somebody who has zero injury history.
Yeah, the hardest thing is your day-to-day recovery. Your day-to-day recovery is the hardest thing to learn. And that's where a lot of your supreme athletes, they've got the science down to a T as to how to have a long, successful career.
Yeah. And then, I mean, we're all pretty high on Bane. I mean,
I am.
Let's say your idea, Bane gets taken before we can trade up. Are you interested in David Bailey that Alec mentioned?
Bailey wouldn't be a bad idea if Reese is still on the board. We do need help at linebackers, sure. But honestly, though, as much as I would love a stud defensive end to pair with Max, if there's a better offensive guard or better offensive tackle, I could see us swinging in and grabbing Mayuga, I believe his name is.
Maligoa.
Maligoa, I apologize. Maligoa, I cannot pronounce his last name. That would be good. Or if we need a weapon on offense, we could probably grab one of the better wide receivers. But personally, I would rather wait till next year because Jeremiah Smith is looking like a dog.
Yeah.
So,
looking, he hit the ground as a dog.
Yeah.
First day he was at Alabama.
Now, here's the thing, though. If we're going to talk about wide receivers, if you guys don't mind me pivoting for a second, I personally think, I would love to draft a wide receiver coming out of this draft. Like there's some reports that the Raiders want to pick up Surratt or Cooper to pair with Mendoza. Because let's be real, we're taking Mendoza. If we're not, I'll stop being a Raiders fan. Say plain and simple. But I think getting a Mike Evans would benefit our guys too.
Yeah, short-term contract, 1 or 2 years for a veteran receiver who's been dominant at the game for over a decade now. Do you have any issues with his injury history, or you just want him for the veteran presence mainly?
Veteran presence, honestly, I've looked at his stats, and even with his injuries, minus last year, he still manages to rack up 1,000 yards. That's impressive.
Could I just kind of throw a little? There's an equation. There's a mathematical equation that affects his stats last year, and that's the rookie receiver that they had last year.
Mbuka.
So Mbuka kind of took a little bit of his reps away from him.
Oh yeah, I kind of saw that.
That makes a difference. So you got to kind of You got to look at it from through a prism and then put it all together as to why.
And once I kind of figured that they drafted Mbuka, honestly, the writing is kind of on the wall at that point. You know, you got Mbuka, Evans, and Godwin. They re-signed Godwin last year because there was a lot of rumblings about Godwin coming over to the Raiders now that Tom Brady was the owner. So, and now there are reports that Evans might be looking to go elsewhere now. Why not come to Vegas? Tom Brady's our owner. You know, hey, a 1 or 2 year deal. Show our young guys the ropes. I think that will benefit Besh and Thornton. And I still think we can't sleep on Thornton. That kid is a lightning bolt ready to go.
I'm not gonna sleep on him, but he's gonna have to earn his way back into the fold.
I agree.
Because a lot of what happened last year was based off about 3 or 4 plays in the preseason in training camp and preseason that gave him they just thought they had a shiny new car that they're just going to throw out there day one and let it rock and roll. Didn't happen.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I agree. No, I agree. But I think if we were to get that Mike Evans, because if you look at his build, sure, Mike Evans is a lot more stockier, bigger. They're both the same height in terms of being 6'5". You know, I want to say their measurables are nearly identical, if not just a couple things off. Having that big receiver that Thornton can learn from might benefit him in the long run.
Yeah. Mike Love, thoughts on Jacob Rodriguez, linebacker from Texas Tech? I want to answer this one first. I think he's a very good linebacker, but he's also played against a very, very dominant front four and that D line because they are studs throughout that Texas Tech D line. That being said, in the Senior Bowl and both their training sessions and in the actual game, he did perform well. But again, the defense was a bit more dominant in that Senior Bowl than the offenses were. So it's kind of tough for me to think he's a home run pick, especially at where he's being picked right now. And I think that's also why his draft stock's so low, is because he's played behind such a dominant front.
His measurables are going to be a little bit. He's going to be a little light in the shorts. But here's where the kicker with him is he's always around the ball and it has very great technique in stopping the runner and potentially creating turnovers, not only in the passing game but in the run game as well. He's not really a downhill thumper that you like in your middle linebackers per se, because he is a little light, a little slender, but he's very athletic. If you put him in that Nick Bolton range as far as getting sideline to sideline and covering, if he slides to the third round, I'd take him.
Yeah. A lot of my mocks that I've been doing, granted, they're not they're probably not always up to date.
Right.
I was able to snag Rodriguez in the 3rd or 4th. So if he stays there, I'm all for taking a swing for him. I think he could be that good linebacker that we need. Obviously, it'll take some time for him to develop. I think I'd take a swing on him. But like my draft plan, from rounds 2 to 4, we got to get someone to help out defense, and then take a swing on a offensive guard, because I don't trust our offensive guards just yet. They did show some. I believe it was Rodgers, so showed some flash at the end of the season last year when Pete decided to finally play him. But I'm looking at a lot of the stuff that people in the Discord have been talking about. Kalen Rutledge, that's the guy I think we got to get.
Yeah, I like Rutledge from Georgia Tech too. Let's hit up the chat real quick and acknowledge the people that came to see us and watch us. We got D Menace, salute.
D Menace, wow.
Yeah, Money Chuck,
old school, love the guy. Welcome.
Alex Beninier, he's commenting away. Bucks Jamil Dean is a free agent as well.
Yep.
401 Raider Jeff making fun of how I said Mike Love, so apparently I pronounced that wrong. And Money Chuck coming in. What are your thoughts on Max Ihine? I'm going to butcher this one. Ihenekor.
Aichenor.
Yeah.
Aichenor. Say
I'd
it.
be willing to trade up maybe 5 picks with our second pick to draft him. If that's what it takes, because I think right now what people are projecting him, or he's probably going to be in like the 20 to 30 range. So if we definitely think he is an athletic enough tackle to play in our zone scheme, we need to go get him because
Yeah,
he already plays right tackle. So we're not going to have to transition him to the right side to take Glaze's spot. So it lines up pretty well.
I'd be for it.
Jason.
All right. Shout out to Darkside OB, who's in our Discord chat. That he drove me onto this guy. I didn't pay much attention to Arizona State this year. Gonna be honest with you, but Darkside hooked us up with this guy. Went back, watched him. I watched some of his drill work at the Senior Bowl. Dude is super athletic, and his reps were spot on. His technique was beautiful. And he performed well in the Senior Bowl. Go back, watch some of the Arizona State games. There's still some rawness because he's very new to football, right? He's only played, this was what, his third year total, and starting from junior college to Arizona State. He originally was a basketball player. And so he's got a lot of he's got that dancing bear to him. If he can translate that athleticism to power into the NFL, yes, 25 to 35. Chris, you're spot on with, at least with my personal opinion in the draft. When you're back there, you don't go up more than 5 spots, and you don't go back more than 5 spots when you're trading up or down, because you tend to mess up the rest of your draft board as you start to get in the later rounds.
Yeah.
Because now you're like, okay, I'm going up to get this guy as a need, to fill a need, and best player available. But now when I get back, now all of a sudden I've got, in the 4th round, I got 7 guys that played his position on my board that are next to pick. Now what do I do? And I got to find a trade partner to trade back or trade up again. Then you really start to throw your board off that way. You guys do mock drafts, you see it. I mean, it's like you start to get into the late, your mid to late 3rd round, and it's like, oh crap, maybe I should have taken that strong safety with my second round pick instead of type thing. But is what it is. I'm not a big fan of going. And Ozzie Newsome will tell you, you don't go up more than 5. You don't go back more than 5, because you really start to throw everything off.
Yeah.
I can understand that logic. The only thing is, looking at the draft, I think you would, to be able to safely trade up, to make sure you get them, I think you would have to jump the Patriots.
Yeah.
Because they're definitely going to want to upgrade their offensive line, and he could definitely be one of those picks, especially at their pick at 31. So it's just slightly more than 5 picks, but I think you would have to jump the Patriots.
Well, you got to look at who that trade partner is going to be at 25, 24, 25. And if we've got a standing trade partner at 24 and 25 that we have a good relationship with, we can go up to there, give up a 4th this year and a 2nd next year to go up and get him, if we feel that we're confident that he's going to be a day 1 plug and play starter, right? And but I really think if we lose out to him at 36, you're still going to have Jennings Dunker there. You're still going to have Logan Jones coming up, and now Logan's at center. You got Slaughter from Florida, the center as well. There's still a plethora of really palatable players that we can take at 36 and not have to go up and reach to try and get a guy that we don't know if he's going to translate to the NFL. It's going to be his ceiling is way much higher, and we don't know what his floor is, because there's not a whole lot of him out there that we can really gauge on. So
yeah, it's hard to know how coachable a player is too, because in his case specifically, like, he lets guys get inside on him, and in college he's able to overpower it. In the NFL, he's not going to be able to do that. So if he's able to get coached up, like, he's going to be a very, very good offensive tackle in the NFL. If he's not, he's going to get taken to the wood chipper pretty quickly.
But his athleticism and the zone run scheme would be fantastic.
Chris, you got something to say?
Yeah, Hennecourt, I think I'm looking at. I always go to Tankathon. I shouldn't, but I always go. This is the first play I can think about. Looking at draft order, I think because we got a lot of Philadelphia guys in the building in terms of our brass, if we could jump up to Philly's pick,
Salute, Jack.
if we could jump up to where Philly is picking at 23, if he lasts up to 23, which I think he will, if you're talking if he's going to be in that mid 20s range, we could jump up to 23 and take it. I think that would be a solid move if we want to go offensive tackle. Now, do I want to give Glaze some more time to develop and grow? Yeah, I think he can be good. But if we're just tired of Glaze, and obviously he's been bad this year. He wasn't the best. He wasn't the worst, but he was bad. You know, a Hennecourt would be phenomenal. Now, another name to keep an eye out because he is currently injured and his stock is probably going to drop. I don't know how about you guys. Just something maybe keep an eye on. Oh, I believe his name is Isaiah World. I know his last name is World from Oregon.
From Oregon.
Yeah. He is going to be missing out on, I believe, the combine and his pro day because of an injury.
ACL.
His stock is probably going to drop. So we could take a swing on him in the later rounds, depending on how far he's going to drop. Now, obviously, did he show up very well in the college football playoffs? No, because against Indiana, he got worked. But the potential could be there. Just an idea.
World, I think could be a good player in the NFL, depending on the system. I think he fits more of a run scheme better, where he can get behind his size and go after people. And the zone scheme, I think his feet are a little too slow.
He's got
he might have a lot of issues trying to get to that outside, trying to hook the end.
Yeah.
Alec M saying, I think Omar Cooper Jr. in the third round would be good. Omar Cooper in the third round would be amazing. I say that because I think he's going in the second round.
Yeah.
I love the idea too of him going in third.
And my kind of crazy thought on it is I think he gets taken before Surratt.
I actually like Cooper a lot better than Surratt. I do.
Cooper,
solid.
I don't know. I don't know why.
Cooper, in my mind, funny enough, reminds me a lot of Amari Cooper, but makes those tough catches that Amari Cooper struggled with. Amari Cooper was great at route running and was fast and could really get open. Omar Cooper is a little bit less good at that, but way better hands and contested catches. He makes some ridiculously tough catches fighting for the ball. And that's why I like him more than Surratt. Like Surratt does that same thing, and Surratt's a bigger receiver, but Cooper has a bit more speed and I like his route running more personally. But let's transition a little bit, going back to the Raiders and Raider Nation. One thing about Raider Nation is we're built that. Who's your favorite Raider of all time?
Oh, you're tugging at my heartstrings with this one. You really are. I hate it.
I know it is.
Do you?
Yep.
All right.
Tim Brown.
Nope. Nope.
Jerry Rice.
Nope.
I mean, to me, off of what you said at the beginning, Jerry Rice would make sense because he's what helped you become a Raider fan.
He's up there. He's up there. And there's two. One is Jim Otto, because honestly, once I learned about the man, that man is the quintessential Raider.
We'll get a shout out from Jack Kenna in the audience there. Jack Kenna, are you listening to this? Are you out there? Can you hear this? We have a Jim Otto sighting. Okay, go ahead.
Jim Otto, because once I learned about how dominant this guy was and the fact that he lost both of his legs playing for us, he didn't give a damn. He said he'd do it all over again. Tell me any other player that has suited up for the silver and black that had that sort of dedication to the team. And then my second, because I'm a Fresno State guy, I'm going to be a Fresno State graduate, Derek Carr. And that's the one I'm going to get a lot of flack about because Carr was my quarterback in terms of, sure, I watched the Gannons. I watched the Palmers. I watched the Jason Campbells, the Geralwis Russells, the Terrell Pryors. Carr, to me, that man also bled silver and black, and I'm still very heartbroken with how it ended. It hurts. I don't think it should have happened, but that's my personal thing. And I know there are a lot of Raider fans who will just throw flack at me for that. I don't care. Derek Carr is my guy.
Yeah, Derek Carr will always be a Raider.
Yeah.
I never take it seriously on the Carr haters because it's like you have no reason to hate the guy. Like he was literally the stabilizing force on a terrible team. We've always had an absolutely god-awful defense, and every receiver that played with him had career years other than Amari Cooper, who ended up having a better season with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But like he literally took guys that had no business being on any other team and made them legitimate to where they went and got good contracts with other teams.
Yeah. Nelson Aguilar, one of them.
Yeah. Aguilar got paid because of Carr.
Mm-hmm.
But Carr's not the greatest quarterback by any means, but he was definitely a stabilizing force. And if we had an actual good team around him, probably would have been pushing playoffs a lot more than we were.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the 1 year he had a decent defense, we made playoffs, and it was fairly easy for them to make the playoffs. And their defense wasn't even that good. They just got the ball a lot.
We're talking about that 2016 team, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that offense showed up. That defense, suspicious as hell, you know?
Yeah.
Even with Khalil Mack, like it was just Khalil Mack and, pardon my language, it was Khalil Mack and his bitches.
Pretty much.
But
No, the only thing that defense did good in 2016 was turn the ball over because every other statistic they're mediocre across the board is they were very, very good at turning the ball over, and that's what made the difference because it got the ball in Carr's hands and we won a lot more games that way.
yeah,
We also in 2016, Jack Del Rio was able to figure out that we can use the offense to not put a lot of pressure on the defense as well. So we were winning games if you noticed in that season, we were winning games at the end by getting the ball to our offense and closing out with the offense on the field instead of the defense. That's what helped a lot.
and then Jack Del Rio decided to tear apart that team.
All right.
Yeah. Giving a shout out to What's Up.
What's up, Al Davis, John Madden, Money Chuck is a Jim Plunkett.
Plunkett needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit Jack Kenner real quick, Duncan, and let you roll from there. Obviously, Jim Otto 0-0 for Jack Kenner. Can we get a clap for that one? Jack Kenner with Jim Otto, brother. Thank you.
Yeah. Alec shouted out Howie Long, a great player. I wish I could see him, but slightly before my time.
Hey, true story. In 1991, when I went to the LA Coliseum with some friends of ours, and we went down to the LA Coliseum, I found the entrance where the players would park their cars in the parking lot, and there was an entrance through the chain link fence on the north side of the stadium. That's where they came in. The first guy that we saw was Todd Marinovich come walking through the door. Me and two other guys tackled him to get his autograph. I mean, we literally pinned him up again because, I mean, I'm 6'4" at the time. I was about 220. And then the other guy was just as big as me. Like, this guy was like, dude, you guys hit harder than the guys I'm going to play against today. Yeah, sign this. At the time, Todd Marinovich was our going back to glory years guy before he actually did the Marijuanovich. The second one is nobody saw him come through, and I saw him was Howie Long. And I stepped right in front of him, looked eye to eye with my game day program and said, "You're going to sign this, right?" And he just laughed. He goes, "Yeah, I guess."
It seems like he would be an awesome person to be friends with in real life.
Yeah. You know, we shared the same birthday. I used to wear the crew cut hair, the neck roll with the cut in my jersey in the front, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Howie Long will always be my favorite Raider, as you can tell by the jerseys hanging on the wall.
Oh yeah.
JD, the 6'4" nose tackle. Well, Dwayne Doza. How about Jay Dozer?
The 6'4" nose tackle? Are you kidding me? Dude, I play outside linebacker and then I play guard, and we ran the wishbone, which means we were constantly pulling and running downfield.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of wish we had a linebacker like Ted Hendricks again.
Man.
That
We
dude.
do. We do. His name's Max Crosby.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Well, that's Ted Hendricks is an outside linebacker in a 3-4.
Yeah,
His profile was stand up versus hand in the dirt. That's all it was.
yeah, that's true. But I mean, wasn't like Ted Hendricks like 6'8" though? No, he's 6'6",
6'6", 6'7".
6'7".
Yeah.
Ah, man.
Yeah. Well, one thing about Raider Nation is us as fans, we're built a little bit different. Like, it's not just a fandom, it's an identity, it's a family. What in your mind makes Raider Nation different from every other fan base?
You gotta have to ask, like, the Raider Nation is the only nation. I've lived it. I've had season tickets one year, and that was, I wish I had more, but there were family situations at home in which we couldn't continue. But it's a family. I don't think any other fan base, they'll call themselves family, sure, but Raider Nation is truly a family. I went to that same year in which my mom got the tickets signed. We went to another game. And it's funny you mentioned Howie Long, JD. Howie Long was there at that game. I yelled out, "Howie!" and he saw me and he gave me a thumbs up. But man, going to that Raider game at Oakland Coliseum, mind you, when we went to the Coliseum, people we were sitting with treated us like family. Like, hey, if you ever need anything, let us know. Going through the tailgating, people like, hey man, you hungry? I got you some food right here. Come get some food. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's that family atmosphere that I think makes Raider Nation special, and the fact that no matter what, we'll always have each other's backs.
Yeah,
No, definitely.
You know what sucks about us? The biggest thing that sucks about us leaving Oakland is I've met since I've started doing this podcasting, YouTube stuff, and joined 401 Raider Jeff. Shout out 401 Raider Jeff. Tonight, Raider Nation voices may be heard. Subscribe to my channel or his channel. We'll be going live tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Phone lines will be open. You can call in with your takes. Don't suck, because we'll kick you out.
I'm already gone, guys. We'll see you.
Yeah. Don't suck with your takes or we're kicking you out. So anybody in here not familiar with that, join us tonight, and we're rocking good time, man, and we'll have fun. But spinning back a little bit, the hardest part about us leaving Oakland was just that. The ambiance of the Oakland Coliseum will never be matched, never be duplicated ever again. Period. The end. You can clip that. Now, what really sucks about it is I've met some friends that have never got to experience that. One of my dear friends, Raider Jeff, is, I call him a dear friend, but that's a day-to-day operation in and of itself. But if we were still in Oakland and I met him, I would literally if we were still in Oakland, I literally today would pay to get his butt out here to go to that Coliseum and stand out in the parking lot and smell it and experience and I would do the BART thing with him instead of driving over. I would hey, no, we're leaving my house. We're going to Livermore. We're going to get on BART. We're going to ride BART to the stadium. As soon as we get off BART, we'll go up. As soon as we hit that walkway, you're going to look down and you're going to see both sides of the Coliseum fully engulfed in smoke and barbecue and food and music, and just the fandom is roaring, and nothing will ever change that.
Like JT. Sorry, what were you saying? What'd you say?
West Coast rap playing everywhere. Ice Cube, 24/7. NWA.
NWA, Easy, all that, and then you had Metallica, AC/DC.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we listened to everything,
Oh, yeah.
everything in that parking lot. Ozzy Osbourne. There was a Ozzy Osbourne band in our parking lot, not too far from where what's the name that we interviewed? Darth Vader and his family, where they would tailgate. This guy was hilarious because he would act like Ozzy Osbourne, and it was funny. But the music was really good. I mean, he sounded just like him, But I'm gonna get off of it real quick. We can talk about it all the time. Jack Kennedy in the house. He was there before. What's up? Exactly. Best tailgate, hands down. You'll never find a better tailgate situation ever than the Oakland Coliseum.
Nope.
Yeah. One thing to add to the BART, because that was brought up, like JT the Brick says, real men ride BART.
Yeah.
That was an experience.
Going to the stadium wasn't too bad.
No.
Because we'd get there like 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, and we'd get on BART and ride as soon as because they had special tickets that you could buy just for the Oakland Coliseum. They were big. Usually they were printed out. They were big ones. You paid, I think it was $8 or $10 round trip. And you just take that ticket, put it in your back pocket with your wallet. And then when you come back around, you just walk through and show the ticket. They just let you through, right? Because it was all Raider fans. Getting on the BART wasn't bad. Coming back from the stadium on BART, that was an experience.
Oh, yeah.
I had never smelt so many different variations of beer coming from people's breath at one time and standing face to face with some of these guys. And you just knew that I don't even think this guy remembers the game.
That's a funny ass way of putting it. Smoking people's breath.
Smell it. I mean, you could just smell it. It was like, good God, man.
Now, there was one thing about the Coliseum we can't forget, and that's the fights. There's always a fight at the Coliseum.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? It's never our fans. It's the opposing team's fans.
Yeah. Well, I've seen other fans fight each other in the stadium, and we're just sitting there going, well, we got our popcorn. We'll sit here and watch this. It's halftime anyways. I did one of the most memorable ones was we were playing the Broncos, because usually the stadium was hostile whenever we had the Broncos and the 49ers. That was when it was the most hostile.
Oh yeah.
Because there was absolute hatred for those fans, right? And their team. And this one guy, we were on this is where I was sitting in section 206, and me and my buddy went in an hour before the game. We're sitting there, we got our beers, we're sitting there, and this guy's walking along on the pathway down at the bottom of the 200 section. He's got a brand new one of those really nice Broncos starter jackets. It's like got the Broncos down the sleeves. It's a pretty jacket, and everybody's going boo. Raiders. Yeah, little heads up on that. He decides to throw the middle finger up at the people that were booing him. That guy lost his jacket. He had to go down to the field to get his jacket. Two guys went down. They tackled him, and Vince, the yellow coats were down there trying to break it up. No Oakland PD, no Alameda County SO there. Then the yellow coats were down there trying to break it up. Finally, they got that guy's jacket, and they took off running. The two guys took off running with his jacket, and then they watered it up, threw it out on the field, and kept on going. They were gone. Nobody's finding them.
That's the mystique that's missing from today's Raiders, man.
Yeah,
it's missing. Like, don't get me wrong. I want to go to Allegiant Stadium. I want to experience it. I want to experience it once.
It's beautiful. It is.
But
really
like
is.
From like just seeing it from an outside perspective on the television screen, it's like it doesn't have that aura that Oakland had.
It doesn't, but it also it really puts you in that mindset of we earned something like that. We really have. It's just we didn't take the mystique with it.
No.
That's the problem. The mystique will never go. We knew that when they were going to Vegas.
Yeah.
The mystique is not going to go to that stadium. But we have to develop a new mystique, and it's something that it has to happen to where we develop into we love to embrace our legends, but we have to create our own new generations.
Yeah,
of
we're gonna
Raider
have to
football.
develop a new era of Raiders with the team that we're building right now.
Exactly. Exactly.
Let's hit up the chat real quick. Panda Raider or Panda with the Raiders. What's up, kick-ass fans in the black hole? Absolutely. Salute Panda. Bringing back old memories. Yeah, definitely with your guys' stories with the Oakland Coliseum and Bart and all that stuff. Like, it's just awesome experience. I'm happy personally I was able to go to a few tailgates myself and see that Oakland Coliseum, get that wave of weed at the start of the game.
Yeah.
I think even Max Crosby himself talked about the Oakland days, and it's just like you walk out onto the field and you just get that wave of weed.
Oh yeah. Not only that, and then you also got to think about they were playing on dirt when the A's were playing, and I know there are a lot of people that like a lot of opposing teams would come in and complain about that. I think one of them was Kelsey, if I'm not mistaken.
I think maybe, yeah. Well, I know for the longest time, like the baseball diamond was the biggest complaint of people because they just absolutely hated it.
That's what I mean. Then people would get tackled into the infield, and it's like, God damn, how do you play on this thing?
You know who didn't complain about the infield?
Janikowski.
Janikowski.
Oh, Janikowski did a real good job on the infield. I'll give you credit. Another player that I think actually hurt his time with us was Darren McFadden. He tore his foot up a couple times. He would get that turf toe or that plantar fasciitis from running on that turf on that. But you know who didn't complain about playing on the infield? You didn't hear Ted Hendricks, and you didn't hear Matt Millen, and you didn't hear these guys complain about. They knew when they went out there and that dirt infield was there, it was a psychological advantage for them against other teams. But at the time, there were several stadiums in the NFL that had infield dirt. You had Denver that had infield dirt. You had San Francisco that would have infield dirt at Candlestick Park. You would have Miami would have infield dirt. Everybody had sharing stadiums back in the day. The worst one was Fulton County Stadium, right? That stadium was horrible. You know, where the Falcons played. There was a bunch. We were just the last ones to get rid of that dirt infield, but for the most part, that's part of the mystique. And a lot of your players today, since 2004, 2005, yeah, they could. Why do we gotta play in a dirty infield? Nobody else playing dirt. Shut up, play football.
Yeah.
That's all I ask.
It was a true home field advantage because we were the last team standing with that infield.
Yeah.
So it kind of built. I mean, I grew up with that as the Raiders field was that baseball stadium. Panda is saying that he agrees with winning. That more fans will fill up the stadium.
Yeah, well,
it will.
It definitely will.
Yeah.
Also, lowering ticket price as well too.
You know, will it? I don't know. I personally am on the belief that the Raiders lost their blue collar fan base from moving to Oakland to Vegas. But if winning does change that, then hey, I'm willing to eat my words.
The blue collar Raider fans have not abandoned the Raiders.
They've not.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
They're just not going to be. They're not going to be able to afford to go to the stadium.
Yeah,
every week in and week out.
That's ticket prices is the biggest. Favorite Raider game you either watched or on TV or been to? I will say been to for me. It was the Raiders and the Browns, and Baker Mayfield was their quarterback. And that was the back and forth game where we went into overtime. There were some absolutely terrible ref calls. And I just remember there was one call so bad that I just started yelling, "Ref, you suck." And then the next thing I know, just the whole stadium's just screaming, "Ref, you suck." They went into TV timeout for it. And throughout the whole TV timeout and the first snap after, like, we were still chanting it. It was absolutely bonkers. And then we finished off the game with a win. Like, that was one of the most fun experiences at a game I've been to.
For me, there's a couple, but for more recent memory, Zay called game against Baltimore. Because like Baltimore at that time, they were rolling. You know, Lamar Jackson was starting to hit his prime and trying to show who he was. And we go in and we just Zay calls game. Love that call. That has to be one of my favorites.
That's with Zay Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my favorite game on television was the 1980 AFC wild card game against the Houston Oilers, in which we. What sucked was my favorite player was on the other team now, but it didn't matter because I was still a Raider fan. That was the most fun watching on TV. The most fun in person was the AFC Championship game against the Tennessee Titans. After we got the free concert in the parking lot, in the South parking lot with Metallica, that just literally, I was numb. I don't think I came off Cloud 9 till 2 days later. It was unbelievable, and it was so loud in that stadium. You could see the sound waves. It was so loud.
That must have been an experience.
It was unbelievable, my friend. Unbelievable.
Money Truck coming in, change is inevitable and good. I'm very excited about the stage we're in and our resources. Yeah, we're in a very good spot. We're definitely in a spot you can put a pinpoint in and come back to see like this definitely changed the direction of our franchise for the better or the worse. Because this is one of the best positions we've been in a long time to really make a difference.
Can I call out someone in chat?
Yeah.
Good. Hey, hold on. Before you call out I'm Bueno, just be prepared. The dude's skilled.
I just want to say I appreciate that. I don't want to call him out. I'm going to give him a shout out. Apologies. Use my words wrong. But that's freaking funny. That's freaking funny.
You want to know?
I've been told in my life that I've looked like at one point. Who's that one actor from the movie? It's funny. The only one I could think about him was Milk. He was the main actor in the movie Milk. I don't remember his name though. I've been told I look like him. I've been told I look like Jonah Hill. And now it's Danny McBride.
I see the Danny McBride.
That's funny. I'll take it.
Now he's going to change his profile pic on Discord.
I like my profile pic on Discord.
It threw me off when you changed it. I'm like, who the heck is this? Oh, it's Meme Lord. Okay.
Shout out to Bueno with the hot take there. We would call that a super chat, but he ain't got no money to super chat, so we'll just leave it at that.
Was it Sean Penn?
Penn. I've been told I used to look like Sean Penn at one point in my life.
I don't even know.
Just don't act like him.
No, I'm good.
All right. Want to get in some rapid fire, Jason?
I don't know. I don't think this guy can handle it, bro.
No.
All
right, Chris.
That was good.
No thinking. First thing that hits your brain, as quick of an answer as you got. You want to take the first one, Jason?
Ooh, that one's actually your category, but you want me to roll with it?
Oh, yeah, I can definitely do it. Al Davis or John Madden?
Madden.
Why the heck did you pick Madden? Madden doesn't exist without Al Davis.
You're not wrong. I think it's more because of my time frame, my era.
That's because you played that Madden, right?
You know, I suck at it. But at one point I owned one of the first ever John Madden games for the Sega Genesis. My dad did. So
you never played the Al Davis video game?
I didn't even think there was an Al Davis video game out there.
Yeah, it's called Dying Light. You never played it?
Dying Light.
That's awful.
That's awful. I have that game too.
My son got that game and he got me to play it a couple times. And mind you, being in law enforcement for 23 years, the smell of decaying bodies never leaves your memory bank. And I'm playing this game and I can literally start. It was like I was having flashbacks to some couple of the crime scenes that I've been to. And it's like, Oh, God, I can't play this game, man. There's no way I can't play this game.
That's fair.
The visual effects were just killing me. All right, but hey, I'll give you that answer, Chris, of John Madden. But it's my job to redirect a little bit on those situations, and that's I was just testing you. John Madden's a good pick.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna start bringing it home a little bit here.
Beyond the memes.
Yeah.
He didn't even
What-
bring any memes to share with us. That's what sucks. He's got some good memes. He didn't even
No, you guys got me on an off day. Like I was working earlier, and it's like I only had maybe like a couple hours just to get myself fresh again. So you guys missed out. Join the All Aboard Discord. Shout out to All Aboard Raiders.
All aboard, Rodney All Aboard. Go check out his Discord, Patreon, YouTube. Subscribe to his channel. It's a
Don't support these guys. Support Rodney. He's a good dude.
Support us too. Hey, if it ain't for us three up here, Rodney doesn't exist. Okay.
One of the most real Raider content creators out there. There's like 2 to 3 Raider content creators I like watching. One is Raider Films by C Twice 32.
Mm-hmm.
Smooth voice, some of the calmest takes ever and more real takes. Rodney, love the dude, real as hell. I like to watch Samoan Raider sometime.
Yeah. Who's your favorite content creators, Duncan?
I don't know, really. It's just kind of a type of the day scenario.
Yeah.
I've been listening to a lot of the Raiders radio lately. I really like the Morning Tailgate guys. Like,
I love that show. Yeah,
they keep it light. They talk about all the new stuff that's coming out, and Vinny Bonsignore's on there, and he comes in with a little bit more of the real takes, even though people clip it what he says out of context. But Rodney's definitely one of my favorites, and Raider Jeff, 401 Raider Jeff, he has some banger shows. I typically really like his Friday and Saturday shows. So he does a show every day, so it's kind of hard to watch him every day.
Yeah, he's the macho man of content creating, and
oh yeah, macho madness.
so just so Chris, so you're aware, we're actually on the 401 Raider Jeff production family.
I know.
So we interject with him a lot. And the big guy, he's from Rhode Island. He's a retired firefighter back in Rhode Island. Die hard, loves his Raiders through and through.
Man.
Great content creator. So my favorite content creators, I have to put Rodney up there. He's really, because he's so precise in what he does, and he does a good job. Does a really good job. But my favorite, I think, is Severe Raider. He does 50-50, and he does Real Talk Raider Nation. I like Severe Raider, 805 Raider, and Chris Protect the Shield. Theirs is really good. Another one that's super fun is the Cage Match, which with Savage and Asylum. There's more of a comedic input to it, especially when Savage pisses off Asylum. It gets real entertaining. But for the most part, a 401 Raider Jeff is going to be my favorite. I kind of have to toe the company line on that one. I'd hate to promote another, but yeah, 805 Raider is another one that the guy is smooth, and he does his all 22 breakdowns on Wednesday. And sometimes I don't always agree with what he does with his videos, but at least he does them. I can't do the all 22. I'm not gonna purchase another subscription just to do film breakdown when there's 500 people out there doing film breakdown.
Yeah.
So
I also will add on to the 805 is he keeps it real, respectable, and the word is slipping my mind, but respectable.
mm-hmm.
And he holds his chat to be respectful too, because when people just throw out stuff, like he'll be like, well, explain it. Like, what's your reasoning for it? Don't just say some bullshit. Like, actually have a thought behind it.
Yeah.
So I really like that kind of thing too.
Someone in the chat also mentioned Sanjeet. I'm a little 50-50 with Sanjeet.
Yeah, I like him. I like him, but you're absolutely right. Sometimes a little bit. He gets a little too emotionally attached to certain players and certain circumstances, and he doesn't. I think he overlooks a lot of uh, the faults. He's really good at positives, and then some of the faults he'll overlook if it's one of his favorite players. But if you guys can, shout out to him as well.
I will shout out Sanjit, not for his Raiders stuff, but actually for his college stuff, because he actually has a college channel.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my respect for Sanjit is for his film breakdown. And I think he's a lot better on the college stuff because he is a little bit less emotionally attached for it, because he's a huge Raider fan. And like Jason said, I think he gets a little too attached to specific Raiders sometimes. And he's a really big O-line guy. So it's like every O-lineman on it is an all-star in his book sometimes. And it's not always the case. But I really like his college stuff. I don't remember the name of his channel for his college stuff, though.
I'll be honest. I'm not the biggest college football guy, but when I watch it, I when people tell me, "Hey, you got to check out these players," I will check them out. And just to pivot to college for like a hot second, last season when we were talking about possibly getting a quarterback, in the draft, how people were saying like Shador, Cam Ward, stuff like that the Raiders should try to go up to get him. I remember someone in our Discord was mentioning Fernando Mendoza, and then I was starting to look at Fernando, and whoever it was, holy crap, did you call it?
That was true ferocity after all of his terrible Shador takes.
Oh my gosh!
As much as he is with personal takes, sometimes with his football takes aren't bad.
Yeah.
It's his personal takes. You gotta kind of wonder where the kid's thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to judge a book by its cover, but man, don't let me read that anymore. I'm starting to wonder.
He was always honest with all of his takes, and like his whole Shador thing is he wants Shador to be super successful, and was backing him with his basically being a fan of him because he's a huge fan of his dad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
You can go.
I'm not gonna lie. I would like to see Shador do well.
Me too.
I want him to be. I hope now that he's humbled. I don't wish bad on any player in the NFL unless they deserve it.
He's not humbled.
He needs to be humbled fast.
He's not humbled. He just came out here not too long ago after the Super Bowl when he got invited to the Pro Bowl, I guess you can say, and made a comment of he's put the NFL on notice. He's here to dominate.
I get the cockiness. I get the conceitedness. You're on the Browns, man. You're not going to be dominating anytime soon.
The biggest problem I have with Shador, number one, he has a lot of what I call 7-on-7 habits, because he played a lot of 7-on-7. He has a lot of 7-on-7 habits, and you can see it in his play, and those are going to be hard for him to break. He needs to get away from those who have coached him in the past and get locked in with somebody that is going to be like, I don't care who your last name is. I'm going to make you the best player you could possibly be. Okay? In the discussion. And then go from there. Yeah. But hey, I'm not bueno. Said the P word. We ain't now. That dude has been taken care of in Raider Nation. Okay, but I don't know.
No, let's not be stupid.
Okay, come on. Let's not deal with man.
Money Chuck coming in saying, I have to say I agree with Jason and Duncan a lot. I feel like you guys are objective and knowledgeable. Try to be. Not always the case, but we're just trying to have fun with it and bring.
Oh, gee, thanks, man. Leave me out of it. No, it's all good.
Hey, man, you're called the meme lord. Are you allowed to be objectable?
I should stick to my lane, maybe.
Are you allowed to be objective with your memes?
I don't think so. Nah, it's all good.
Just express yourself the best you can with your memes, my friend.
I'm just being an idiot.
Nobody's going to judge you. Now, Travassi, on the other hand, there's a lot of judging going on. Because for some reason, his takes end up being male Bad Bunny type stuff. And I got to question that. I think even Zach is like, whoa.
Zach's nothing but positive.
There's some people in the Discord, man. Like, I'm like, you're set in your ways, or you're just joined just to troll us. You know.
Well, for the most part, I'd say in the Discord, it's not very often like that. And the people that are like that, they usually don't last very long themselves. Like nobody gets kicked out unless they're a bot.
Yeah.
So it's like the people that are like just full on trolling, like they just end up leaving themselves.
Yeah.
So it's like our Discord group's really solid and everybody has some solid takes. And even if we disagree, we discuss it and even argue about it. And the day moves on. Like it's very respectable in there.
Yeah.
Until I drop that famous bro high five gif that everyone loves. And then it gets used like crazy between two specific people. One may or may not be true.
The other one may be Cairo.
No, actually, I don't think I've ever used it on Cairo. I think it was mainly between True and Triple.
Yeah.
I don't remember. It's been a hot minute since I really used it at a high level.
But can I say this for all the guys and I know I'm spotty with the Discord server. I don't use it as much as I did when I first joined. But if I could say this, of all the guys that are in our Discord channel that are regulars, I have a lot of respect for you. And we are, when you say Raider Nation is a family, that Discord channel is also a lot of family. And we can take poke and fun at even True and Cairo. If you ever watch this video, I have no personal vendetta against you whatsoever. I would treat you. You're just a brother. Simple as that.
I don't hate anyone on the Raider server either. I know they have their opinions. To me, it might be a bad opinion, but we're entitled to it. So hey, at the end of the game, it's all love, man. It's all love.
Yeah. Stupid opinions have room in this world too, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right. What would it mean to you personally for the Raiders to win a Super Bowl?
It would mean a lot because that means I get to see a Super Bowl in which my team won't win it as I'm alive. Not only that, I think for my mom seeing it would be awesome too.
Now your mom's a diehard Raider fan too, right?
Yeah, she like I said, she's from Germany. So coming to the United States, she wanted to get used to American football, and of course, you know, that's his history now. She's a big Raiders fan. I'm so emotional with the Raiders games sometimes that I will just walk out if it's bad. Mm-hmm. Like, I just can't stand it. I can't watch it. For my mental health, I will leave. And I will tell my mom, what are you doing? Stop it. You're only going to feel bad. And she's like, you know, if Max Crosby can deal with it, I can deal with watching the game. And I'm like, all right, Mom, more power to you. I love you.
Now, scenario, Raiders in the Super Bowl. It's final quarter, maybe 5 minutes left, like it looks like they got in the bag. Are you coming out with a meme before the game's over?
No, I'm waiting. Yeah. I gotta wait. We've been snake bit so many times. I gotta wait.
Do you have any idea what that meme would look like in your mind right now?
Well, one shitting on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Probably one shitting on the Chiefs, or one that probably shits on one of the biggest Raider haters out there. Like, no, I'm not gonna say names. I'm better than that.
For now. Until the hype gets to you and you say it after we win.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Chris, this is how we're going to be closing every show. Jason?
Well, this is the part of the show that matters. And we're kind of wrapping this up a little bit. Chris, you're always welcome to come back on our show.
Appreciate it.
Talk about that. so you're one of those guys that will keep you in the back pocket. I kind of enjoyed the early Saturday afternoon. Well, early for me and you, because you're just south of me by 100 miles. But
For
the
2
guy
hours
over,
away.
yeah. So, but this is the part of the show that matters, and we're gonna wrap this up real quick. Is there anything else you would like to say or add, or do you have anything going on as far as any social media type stuff that you like to do or share? That you, I know you're in school and you're working part time and going to school to get your degree.
Oh, I'm done with school, so I'm waiting for graduation date.
Okay, so yeah, same with my son. He graduated. He's already got his degrees, but he's going to walk the stage in June.
Yeah. Mine actually came in the other day. Personally, right now, I just want to say I'm excited with the hires that we're doing. I think we got a good coaching staff going. I'm excited to see some of our coaches actually shine. I can go into a lot of detailed topics, but I know we're wrapping up the show. I'm just saying, hey, the hopium is there. We just got to be careful with it. But, we're Raider fans.
Mm-hmm.
We know what it's like. I think the light at the end of the tunnel is coming, boys. I think so. I'm getting too much into hopium. I think Kubiak's the guy. He's the quiet killer. He's a man of actions, not words. I think with our last two coaching hires, we got a lot of guys who had spoke words, but their actions weren't showing.
Mm-hmm.
I think with Kubiak, he said the right things. Dude's a quiet guy, man of faith, and he wants to show. He wants to earn the Raider Nation's respect, and I think that's the best way of doing it. Janoko, love to hire. Leonard, love to hire. DeCamillis, I believe his name. I'm good with the hire. I think we're doing the right. I think what AP tried to do, Kubiak's doing it the right way and better. We could drink a little bit of the hopium now, boys, but we can't indulge in it.
That's a really good take, and I'm two steps right behind you with that. There's a lot of optimism, but you got to kind of keep your foot on the brake just a little bit. Don't let it get overwhelm you.
Because all it takes is one bad move, like trading the first pick away, and you will lose the fan base. That you're just one bad move, and the fan base is gone.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Definitely going to have a lot of angry fans if we don't pick Mendoza. Yep. As we're coming to a wrap, this is going to be the last question for you, and do the best you can to keep it to one sentence. What does "Show Me Your Shield" mean to you?
Show me your shield means being a resilient Raider fan, because showing your shield means, regardless of the outcome, you're showing that shield. You're backing up Raider Nation, no matter what.
Love that take. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Raider Nation.
Stand tall, man.
And show me your shield. Salute.
Salute, man.
Cold open, count it out. Yeah, we heard the talk. Cold nights and long losses, still we walk. Scoreboard hurt, but the heart stayed real. Still wear the black, still flash the shield. From Oakland roots to Vegas dust, pain in the season, but we still trust. They say it's over, I say move on, but Raider pride don't ever gone. Show me your shield, hold it high, don't bend. Show me your shield, ride it out to the end. Win or lose, yeah, we still reveal Raider Nation. Show me your shield.